Part 1, we talked about the Las Vegas Raiders and what they were going to need to do to improve this offense. Obviously, drafting Fernando Mendoza is a no-brainer. Whoever says they shouldn't is crazy, okay? Also, adding to the offensive line is going to be vital. Maybe a Tyler Lindenbaum, maybe a Braden Smith. They need to improve the trenches right away alongside, obviously, Colton Miller and JPJ as well. From there, you've got guys like Ashton Jeanty, Brock Bowers, Michael Mayer. I like Dante Thorne and Jack Bech to maybe improve. You have Trey Tucker, but you need to add another wide receiver. I think Alec Pierce would be a really good player, a 50-50 yes-no read type of guy adding to the offense, but I think there's still a lot more to take care of, and that starts with the defensive side of the ball. Let's talk about it. You look at the rankings, the Raiders were terrible, awful, worst in the NFL when it comes to offense. I mean, godly, it was bad, right? But defensively, they weren't much better. Now, a lot of that has to go on the fact that Geno Smith and the offense turned the ball over so much, right? So the defense just had to play more, okay? So naturally, if your offense is better, your defense is going to be better, right? But they did rank 25th in terms of points allowed per game. They are actually one of the best run defenses in football, to be quite honest. And passing the ball wise, they weren't great, allowing 29th most completion percentage allowed, 26th in interception percentage. We all know if you are a Raider fan, this defense has to improve, one. But two, you have Max Crosby potentially being traded. You have Malcolm Kuntz, Landon Roberts, Devin White, Jamal Adams, Eric Stokes, Lonnie Johnson, Terrell Edmonds, right? Darnay Holmes, and more guys potentially hitting the market. Now, I'm going to do this video in terms of Max Crosby is staying, but I want you to comment down below, would you do this trade? The Raiders receive Luther Burden, a first-round pick this season, number 25, a first-round pick next season, and then a third-round pick next year. You give a fourth in Max Crosby. This could be a really damn good trade. You add a wide receiver that can get open, can run routes in Luther Burden. I think this is a solid trade. What would you guys want in return? But let's talk about this defense keeping Max Crosby. Make sure, by the way, you hit the like button. Let's see if we can get over 500 likes on this video, but also subscribe if you're new. It's free. Doesn't cost anything. Now, with that being said, Malcolm Kuntz, most likely he's going to leave. He's probably sick and tired of losing, right? But we got to go out and add an edge rusher. Is it going to be Trey Hendrickson? I doubt it. Maybe you find a way to trade for him. I don't think it's going to happen. I would settle for a guy like Jalen Phillips, and I really don't think it's settling. This is a guy that ranks within the top 20 of 115 edge rushers when it comes to pass rush grade. This guy's actually really damn good. Had 73 pressures this season. 73 pressures. You see it right here. Ranked 9th in the NFL. This is a guy that can get to the quarterback. I would not mind going for a guy like Boye Mafe either. He is not as expensive if you were signing him long-term. Actually, I guess 3 years, $16 million a year. Both these guys would be really good pickups here. I think you got to get one of them, especially if you lose Malcolm Kuntz. Or, hear me out, go get Chason. Go get Chason. He had another good year, another high sack year. I think he's a good player. I think if you want a cheaper option, that's your pick. Okay, so you keep Max Crosby. You add, let's say, Jalen Phillips. Linebacker core has to change. I think Tom Eichenberg can take a step up this season. From there, maybe you re-sign in Landon Roberts. But outside of that, you got to completely overhaul this room. So let's go to the free agent market. If you want to make a big splash free agent signing, you go for Devin Lloyd. If you want to save a little bit of money, you go for Nakobe Dean. I believe they brought in the linebacker coach of the Philadelphia Eagles here to Las Vegas. Nakobe Dean would be the perfect fit. He's coming off an injury or played this season off an injury. Was behind Jahad Campbell, a rookie first-round pick. I love Nakobe Dean. I think you cannot leave this class without either A, Nakobe, or B, Devin Lloyd. From there, you have to add maybe a culture changer, and I think there's a lot of them here. Bobby Wagner, Demario Davis, Alex Anzalone, not as much, but there are some guys here that would really fit into what the defense wants to do. Now, if you want to change a pace, guy that's really quick in space, Willie Gay is that guy. So, and he's cheap, 1 year, $1.5 million. I personally, my dream scenario, okay, would be sign Willie Gay to a 1 year cheap deal. Go all in, bringing in Nakobe Dean. Okay, you got Nakobe Dean. You now have a cheap guy in Willie Gay, and then you probably bring in another cheap guy in like a Matt Milano or a Quay Walker, depending on where you want to go. Older, more of a culture guy in Matt Milano, or you can go younger and more potential in Quay Walker, a little bit more expensive. But I think I would go Matt Milano, save some cap space, bring in Willie Gay, save some cap space, and have your big pickup be Nakobe Dean in the second level. If you guys want a chance to over 1,000 extra money, you have to check out Sleeper today. Now, I'm going to give you my picks for tonight's game. Before we do so, take a look at this right here. You're going to see a 100% match deposit up to $100 if you use code DUBS, which means if you put in 100, they're going to give you 100 to use right away. This is what I'm putting in for tonight. Make sure you use my promo code. Link will be in the description. But I'm doing Stafford higher than 200 passing yards, Devontae 1 touchdown, JSN 1 touchdown, and Kyren Williams 40+ rushing yards. Let me know what you guys think. Again, promo code will be in the link in the description. Sign up, use my code, get that match deposit. But let's keep going. Now, one last thing. They also added team picks, which is so cool. You can take a team to beat a team on any given night. You can put some money on an MVP winner, whoever you like. The options are endless. Wemby, Cade, Jaylen Brown, who I like personally, KD, Maxey, Anthony Edwards. I mean, there's so many things that you can look at here. So definitely a new option. I love it. Go check it out if you haven't already done so. Let's get back to the video. Now, in the secondary, things get interesting because you're potentially losing 2 to 3 guys here. So they've got a restricted free agent, I believe, in Caillou Blue Kelly. And then you got Lonnie Johnson, Eric Stokes, probably going to hit the market, Terrell Edmonds. Okay, right? You got DeCamerion, who is still trying to develop. You got Darian Porter, who is still trying to develop. But I don't know if those guys will be ready to compete right away. From there, you got your nickel or maybe a safety in Jeremy Chin. And then you got IPM. Okay, so you have to save this secondary. Now, for me, I wanted to save some money at linebacker and not go after Devin Lloyd. That way we can go after a guy like Tariq Woolen, another one of those lengthy guys. Think about it. If we're able to develop some of the talent we already have on this defense, you've got a lengthy Tariq Woolen, you've got a lengthy DeCamerion Anderson, and a lengthy Darian Porter. I mean, you got 3 guys with speed and a height. If you can develop them, you're going to be glitchy. But you also need someone that's going to be able to come in here and just straight out cover, okay? So we need someone with experience and has proven himself. And to me, that is Rasul Douglas. This guy is a little bit older, but can be a veteran in this room. Has been good. I think he was ranked as the 19th best corner last season. You go back to 2023, was the 11th best corner. So again, I love what he can bring to this team. Or hear me out, Nashawn Wright, another lengthy corner at a big time year last year with Chicago. Maybe you go sign him. Either way, I don't think you come out of this room this year. You could also bring back Eric Stokes. I wouldn't mind that either. But I think you have to sign a high-end cornerback. And Tariq Woolen, I think, is that guy. We've got the money to pay him. You do that. Okay? If you want to go even higher, maybe you go Jamal Dean, who's been more consistent for a longer period of time. I mean, was the 26th best corner, 18th best corner, and the 5th best corner in the NFL. So if you want to go crazy, you go Jamal Dean. If you want to just get a guy that has a lot of potential, Tariq Woolen is still there. So let me know what you guys think about the cornerback room. There's a lot of guys that are interesting. Maybe even Asante Samuel Jr. on a cheap prove-it year. What would you guys do at corner? I feel like this is an interesting one. I like having guys who are lengthy, can play the boundary or the field side, and are really fast. So essentially, guys, in my dream scenario, our big ticket free agent signings defensively would be Jalen Phillips off the edge. It would be Nakobe Dean as a linebacker surrounded by veterans on cheap deals. From there, you look at cornerback. You either A, re-sign Eric Stokes and add just another guy, whether that is a Rasul Douglas or a Tariq Woolen, or you let Eric Stokes go. You bring in a guy like Tariq Woolen, you add a veteran in Rasul Douglas, and maybe a cheap 1-year prove-it deal on Asante Samuel. We got to make sure they're staying cheap enough. Now, you also have to add one more safety. And to me, I mean, the safeties here aren't bad. You're probably not going to go splurge on a Brian Cook. You're probably not going to go out and get a Cam Curl. I mean, you could. Cam Curl's not that expensive, and he had a really good year. Kevin Byard is interesting. Again, a veteran who creates a lot of turnovers. Okay, again, the Raiders last year ranked 26th in terms of interception percentage. So if you want to go at a guy like that, you could do that and force some more interceptions this season. I wouldn't mind that. A little bit older though. Jabril Peppers, I would probably pass on. Jalen Thompson is interesting for sure, but I probably wouldn't go there. Kobe Bryant is someone I like. He is under the radar type of guy who I think Clint Kubiak would be a genius going out and bringing him over. Has that championship pedigree with Tariq Woolen. 3-year, $10 million average, $30 million total. Don't know if you got the cap space to do that. Outside of that, Jaquan Brisker, not much of a cover guy, more of a big time run support hitter. Could go get him. There's not many options if I'm being completely honest, but there's some decent ones. Personally, I would probably go with Kobe Bryant or Kevin Byard. Yeah, I think that's what I would go with. So, again, defense would suddenly be looking pretty damn good if you do that. But let me know where or what you guys would change about the defense.